Welcome to all of you, our viewers, to this latest edition of the news here on Rwanda Television. With me, Sarah Shinhore. We'll start with the headlines. Observers closely following medical tourism say Rwanda has the potential to become Africa's hub in the sector. And on the international scene, one of Germany's biggest energy companies is actively switching from fossil fuels to renewables. As we begin this edition of the news, let us first inform you that His Excellency, the President of the Republic, has received Jean Todt, the UN Secretary General's envoy for road safety, and his wife, Michelle Yeoh, award-winning actress and UNDP Goodwill Ambassador, who are both in Rwanda for the 20th Kwitizina Gorilla naming ceremony, where they named 2 baby gorillas. The President also received Matteo Flamini, Arsenal legend and co-founder and CEO of GF Biochemicals, who visited Rwanda to participate in Friday's Kwitizina ceremony. His Excellency Paul Kagame also met with a delegation from Marriott, led by David S. Marriott, chairman of the board of Marriott International, who also named a baby gorilla during the 20th Kwitizina ceremony. Now, the government of Rwanda and the company Shema Power Lake Kivu have agreed to collaborate on an additional project that will increase electricity production from methane gas by 28 megawatts, bringing the total to 84 megawatts. This was announced during Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva's visit to Rubavu district in the Western Province, where he toured key infrastructure projects, including the port of Rubavu. The Prime Minister visited the Shema Power Lake Kivu methane gas power plant, constructed at a cost of 400 billion Rwandan francs, which currently generates 56 megawatts of electricity. He was briefed on the complex process of methane gas extraction, from drilling it out of Lake Kivu, transporting it through pipelines, processing it, and finally converting it into electricity that is supplied to the national grid. After touring the plant, the Prime Minister also visited Rubavu Port, located on Lake Kivu in Nyanyumba sector. The port, which cost $9.17 million US, was inaugurated in December last year. It is the largest in Rwanda and is expected to be integrated with other ports under construction, such as Rusizi, and others planned in Karongi and Hora in Rutsiro district. The port can accommodate 2 large vessels, each measuring 60 meters in length, and is capable of carrying 500 tons of cargo. It mainly handles goods such as cement produced in Rwanda, alcoholic beverages, and other general merchandise, including food products imported from Kenya and Tanzania and destined for the Democratic Republic of Congo. On both major projects, methane gas and the port, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Infrastructure, Ambassador Jean de Dieu Wihanganye, noted that the Prime Minister recommended strengthening efforts. These include partnering with Shema Power for the additional 28 megawatts project and enhancing service delivery at the port.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister visited today the district of Rubavu. He did visit first the power plant that is called the Shema Power Plant that produces 50 megawatt from methane gas to methane gas to electricity. It is a plant that is available at 98%. That is one of the most important plants that provide electricity to the country. He guided how we can increase the capacity of the plant, how we can extend so the plant can give even more electricity, because the country needs electricity. The team around will work towards making sure we fast track that. So there's a potential, whether for the resources in terms of the gas that is in the lake, whether for all the facilitation that needs to be done for the plant to increase the amount of electricity that the plant does and extend. So that is something we will work towards that together with the investor that runs the plant. The other facility the Prime Minister visited is Rubavu Port. It is a port that was established for dual purpose. First is to facilitate trade among the people of the district that are near the lake, or most of the district in the eastern province of Rwanda. But second, also the cross-border trade. There's trade, but there's also maritime transport. So Rubavu Port has started working. It's been 8 months now. The impacts are clear, can be seen. It gives jobs to around 200 people. It has helped in reducing the cost of transport or the cost of goods, like I was explaining. Now, something that needs 4 trucks to be transported can be transported in just one boat, which is even cheaper. So these are kind of real impacts in terms of trade and others. Now, as we complete other ports, we have the Rusizi port that will be completed and operational around the end of this year. That will create then a network that will be easy also for maritime transport. It will be easier for people to move from Rubavu to Rusizi. We are planning and fundraising for other ports as well in Karongi, in Ngora, in Rutiro. This will make it easy for even people to communicate in between. There is also tourism potential across. We've started having vessels, boat that uses the lake for tourism. To have ports are facilities that helps in receiving the passengers and provide other facilities. What the Prime Minister guided is, again, to improve the utilization of the port, with harmonizing the tariffs, with improving the level of service and how we provide service, to make sure that the port is utilized at its full capacity. And that's what the team will work towards.
Less than a year after becoming operational, Rubavu Port is now handling 1,400 tons of goods daily, which is 70% of its designed capacity. Now, participants of the 20th edition of the Gorilla Naming Ceremony gathered for a golf tournament where many expressed that because of Rwanda's beauty, they intend to keep coming back.
I came a few days ago. I've been here now for almost 4 days and also taking part in the competition for the Kwitizina today. It has been a very good tournament, well sponsored. And I hope I'll be able to come back again in the foreseeable future, maybe even next year. I used to work here in Rwanda. At one time, I was heading one of the United Nations organization here, UNHCR. And since that time, I've had a very good relationship with Rwanda and Rwandese.
The head of strategy and communications at the Rwanda Development Board noted that the golf tournament was organized as a token of appreciation to those who joined Rwanda in the Kwitizina celebration and also a way to further promote the country.
First of all, I just want to thank all of the people who came for Kwitizina 20. It was yesterday, all it at Kinigi. We got 30 people who named the categories, so it was really good occasion, like to just highlight how we work on the conservation and everything on this part of the country. Yes, this event is just like to keep the ceremony going on. We got like 50 people from abroad who come and play this tournament. Yes, it's a really good thing because actually we have like this beautiful golf course here, and it's really important for us to attract a lot of events that we can, just to let people know that there is a specific area that we can play this beautiful sports that golf is. This is actually the purpose of Visit Rwanda. It's to invite people to come and visit. So there is a lot of things that we can do. You can just do tourism if you want. There is a lot of places to visit in Rwanda, as we did yesterday at Kinigi. If you want to go to Gorias, but there is also the volcanoes. You can go to Nyungwe for the zip line and the canopy, plus safari at Akagera. So Visit Rwanda, it's about like inviting people to come and visit and discover this beautiful country that is Rwanda. But it's also like a way to attract people to organize event here, because it's part of the project to have like good infrastructure where we can host big events. So we have the golf course here where we host this Kwitizina golf tournament. Sorry, we had yesterday the sports biz events for this last 2 days, and we also have like a lot of these facilities to host basketball tournament, football at Amahoro Stadium. And this is actually what Visit Rwanda is to attract people, first of all, to highlight all of the works have been done in the past, and to make people aware that if there is anything that we can organize here, they should maybe think about Rwanda in the future.
On his part, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Sports, Rwego Ngarambe, noted that this is a major step in sports development since Rwanda has a plan to promote sports-based tourism. The golf tournament was marked by excitement, with the best performing players receiving awards. Now, as we noted in the headlines, observers closely monitoring medical tourism here in Rwanda have noted that the country has the potential to become Africa's hub for this type of tourism, thanks to Rwanda's location and governance that gives priority to development. They point out that Rwanda has already begun to reap the benefits from this initiative, which is a sign that the gains will continue to grow as projects to expand and build modern hospitals are implemented. King Faisal Hospital is currently being expanded to triple its capacity, and alongside it, a large project to construct hotels and commercial buildings is underway. When President Paul Kagame launched the expansion works at the hospital, he emphasized that the number of Rwandans seeking medical care abroad should decrease, while the number of foreigners coming to Rwanda for treatment should rise.
You send people to go and train outside, they come back, but you keep sending patients outside to be treated outside. So it doesn't add up. We want, therefore, that to translate into growth of capacity here in our country in as many fields as we can. And therefore, our people and others from the region being able to get the services they need from us, from here, things we build here.
Rwanda's goal is to become a hub for medical tourism through investments in acquiring advanced medical technology, building state-of-the-art hospitals and clinics, and expanding existing health facilities. Officials in the Ministry of Infrastructure have noted that drones will play a major role in the future of air transport here in Rwanda. The country has already established regulations for their use, making it easier for foreigners who wish to invest in drone-related businesses to do so. Currently, drones are mostly used in the health sector to transport medicine, vaccines, blood, and other essential supplies, especially in rural areas that are hard to reach. Rwanda's rapid development, strongly linked to technology, has attracted investors such as TRL Drones, a Czech company, which has had a branch in Rwanda for the past 3 years.
Like technically, when we were here, it was kind of simpler to get here with the drones technologies. And still, Rwanda is a wonderful place for opportunities because your technologies and the industries here in Rwanda are really improving year after year. So there is a wonderful and great place to bring our solutions here. We are using them to monitorize crop yields and when it's time to harvest the crops, or if there are some problems, for example, with watering. So we can detect the problems and then send there the real stuff of the area. I think the African continent needs more drones in generally because it can be really beneficial for that. Especially when you are now operating the drones, as I mentioned, for longer distances, it's better to use drone than it is the car or these highways. So, for example, it can be also used for border surveillance when in difficult terrain, difficult like forest, for example, situation. The drones can detect and target what is necessary to be shown.
The Minister of Infrastructure, Dr. Jimmy Gasore, has explained that the future of air transport in Africa and globally will be inseparable from the use of drones, which is why Rwanda took the lead in establishing drone use regulations. Beyond the health sector, drones in Rwanda are also used in agriculture for irrigation, as you just heard, in mining for security monitoring, in spraying against malaria, among other uses. In the near future, they will also be deployed in cities for transporting goods, passengers, and more. Now, the Rwanda National Police, in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure and other partners, has launched the painting of yellow box markings at the Gishushu traffic lights. This initiative aims to reduce traffic congestion, especially in areas that usually experience heavy vehicle movement. The yellow markings will help drivers identify areas where they are not allowed to stop unless there is space to continue driving. Beyond easing congestion, the initiative is also expected to help prevent accidents and improve road safety. For now, the police say the focus is on public awareness and education, but penalties will be introduced in the future for those not respecting the regulations. The program will also be extended to other busy intersections in Kigali. This development is considered a major step forward in improving traffic flow and strengthening road safety here in Rwanda. The painting of yellow boxes is set to expand to more parts of the country. Now, please note that the yellow markings will indicate areas where drivers are not allowed to stop. That is, to cross unless they have room on the other side to continue. Now, moving on, Rulindo district in the northern province has hosted the third edition of the Nyirangarama rally. The event was highlighted by the participation of the beauty queen Aurore Kaibanda, who competed in a rally competition for the first time. The rally featured 9 vehicles out of the 10 that had registered. Queen Kaliminya, one of the competitors, encouraged women to embrace the sport, which has long been viewed as male-dominated. Aurore Kaibanda also reassured those hesitant about the sport, saying it offers many positive experiences despite its challenges. Now, Feredina Rutabingwa, the organizer of the rally, noted that the event is significant for the area since it is the only rally held in the northern province. The winners were Giancarlo Da Vinci and his co-driver Matteo Da Vinci, who were also, who dominated the race. Second place went to Christia Kananjire and Keva Mujiji, while Queen Kaliminya received an award as the best female performer. Now, Tunisia is one of the countries with a unique global history after the Second World War, with a variety of historic buildings, including religious sites with extraordinary heritage. RBA's Enora Gladys Wenimana visited the country and filed the following report.
Borsedria, a town located about 20 to 25 kilometers from the capital city, Tunis. It is a town with a unique history, as some scholars believe Borsedria may have once been the site of the ancient Roman city of Gumi. This indicates that the area has a long cultural and religious history dating back to ancient times. Moving to other parts of the country, we highlight the Cathedral of Tunis, which was built on the site of the former cemetery of Saint Antoine, where Christian slaves were buried in the 16th and 17th century. This cathedral is widely known as the St. Vincent Cathedral or St. Olive Cathedral or even Cathedral of Tunis. It was named after St. Vincent de Paul, who according to history was once captured by the Turks while traveling from France and forced into slavery for 2 years. After escaping, he founded an organization dedicated to helping slaves avoid forced labor. The cathedral, now 128 years old, serves around 30,000 Christians in the whole country, as the majority of the Tunisians are Muslims. The Zitouna Mosque is another landmark with a remarkable history in Tunis. Located in Medina, quarter at the heart of the city, Zitouna means olive tree. This mosque, over 1,300 years old, it is said to have been among the very first universities in the world. The mosque contains over 184 walls and measures 43 meters in length. Each column is unique, as they were brought from different historic sites. Traditionally, students would sit under these walls to study the Quran, as well as other subjects such as mathematics, chemistry, biology, and more. Students, often called Mareb, mainly came from the North African countries. Entry into the mosque, especially for women, requires modest dress, ensuring respectful covering. In the city of Tunis, there is also a synagogue, a Jewish place of worship, though the Jewish community in Tunisia is quite small. This synagogue is regarded primarily as a symbol of the history, culture and presence of Jewish life in Tunisia. One of the Tunisia's most distinctive features is its respect for religious diversity without conflict. This is demonstrated by the close proximity of a Muslim mosque, a Catholic cathedral, and a Jewish synagogue, symbolizing unity and coexistence. Tunisians are known for their hospitality and deep love of their culture. Enra Gladys, reporting for Rwanda Television in Tunis, Tunisia.
Every journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyanji's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyanji.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byaragiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
Welcome back. For decades, the German energy company LEAG has mined coal. Today, it is also building large solar and wind farms and investing in hydrogen and battery storage to harness renewables. But the question remains, can a dual strategy power Germany's coal phase out? DW News explores the possibility.
LEAG, Lausitz's energy giant, is one of Germany's biggest power producers and the region's largest private employer. For decades, it mined lignite here. Today, it's building some of Germany's tallest wind turbines and vast solar parks. And it's investing in new technologies to restore the Lausitz, site by site. One unique feature of the Lausitz region is the vast amount of land, ideal for renewables. That's why we're developing projects here on a gigawatt scale. LEAG plans up to 14 gigawatts of renewables by 2040, roughly the output of 14 nuclear reactors. At the former Jenschwalde open-pit mine, one of the country's largest wind projects is rising on reclaimed land. Foundations are driven 26 meters deep. Drilling alone can take 4 weeks. A 31-megawatt solar array now delivers power to roughly 10,000 households here on an ash landfill. It was built under strict environmental and wildlife protections, including measures for nesting skylarks and shelters for sand lizards. The landfill itself is built in layers. The most important layer in the ash landfill is the clay, which is impermeable to water. It ensures that the ash layer can't be penetrated by surface water from above or from below. That prevents any potential toxins in the ash from being washed out. Drainage for mining started here in the 1970s. A riverbed was rerouted. Now it's being restored. Former pits are being turned into lakes, using the equipment once used for coal extraction. From here you can see the decommissioned mining machines, the F-60 conveyor bridge with its attached excavators, and the coal extraction gear now being prepped for dismantling and demolition. The conveyor bridge is home to nesting kestrels. Conservation rules require the demolition to wait until the end of the nesting season. Late this year, the steel will be dismantled and melted down. Many former mining workers have retrained for roles in renewable energy. The company says no one was laid off. Jenschwalde's power units are slated to close by 2028 and the Schwarze Pumpe briquette factory by 2038. They're regional landmarks that were placed under heritage protection in 2025. Until last year, entire villages were still being relocated to make way for mining. Residents received financial compensation. Many had worked in the mines themselves. While transformation is underway here, LEAG is still mining coal elsewhere in eastern Germany. Environmental activists have warned about the long-term impacts for decades. Open pit mining is the most extreme disruption to the water system imaginable. It creates massive groundwater funnels and alters the chemistry of the groundwater. Even decades after mining ends, we still face problems with sulfate and iron in the water. When iron reaches rivers, it settles on the riverbed and wipes out practically all life. These are enormous long-term costs and challenges that LEAG will face for years to come. At the same time, the company is clearly committed to a shift in energy production. Could LEAG already operate and supply energy without coal? Technologically, we have what we need. But the permit process is slow, and energy storage systems aren't ready yet. They're essential to compensate for solar and wind power during lulls. For now, coal power is still used to fill the gap. That's one of the biggest challenges of the energy transition, not just producing renewable electricity, but stabilizing the entire system. And for that, fossil coal is still needed. In the long term, gas-fired plants powered by green hydrogen are expected to take over.
Now, as we conclude this edition of the news, let us again take a look at the headlines. Observers closely following medical tourism here in Rwanda say that the country has the potential to become Africa's hub in the sector. And as we just saw, one of Germany's biggest energy companies is actively switching from fossil fuels to renewables. I look forward to you joining us again for the next edition of the news. Until then, stay with Rwanda Television. I'll be seeing you soon again. Goodbye.